Chosen one. Pay attention, because what stirs inside you right now is not a fleeting thought, not a coincidence, not a gentle nudge you can ignore. Do not skip this moment. Keep reading until the end, for this is the hour your spirit remembers what your mind has long forgotten. From the very beginning, long before you understood anything about destiny or calling, heaven whispered your name. The awakening you feel is ancient. It is the echo of a seal placed on your soul before the foundations of the world. Do not turn your head away. This is the beginning of your remembering. Chosen one, you have sensed this for years. A pulling, a tightening, a seriousness that others did not understand. Pay attention, because that rising conviction was never random. It was the first signal that God placed His seal upon you. That seal is ownership, protection, and divine purpose, woven together like threads of fire around your identity. You have lived under divine protection that defied logic. You have walked away from moments that should have broken you. You have survived storms that others collapsed under. Do not scroll past this truth. The reason you are still here is because you are sealed. Think back, chosen one, to the seasons when paths that once seemed wide suddenly closed. Relationships that once felt effortless became suffocating. Environments that once felt familiar became foreign to your soul. Pay attention, because this misalignment was not failure, it was evidence. Evidence that heaven was shutting down every door that would have contaminated your calling. Evidence that the seal upon your spirit was guiding you away from destruction you could not see. Do not turn your head away. Your life was never random. It was always protected. Chosen one. Others walked freely where you felt constrained. Others indulged in distractions without consequence while your spirit tightened with conviction. Others flowed with the world while you felt resistance pressing against your chest. Pay attention, because this difference was the mark of God on your identity. Marked lives are not allowed to wander. Sealed spirits are not allowed to blend in. You felt it even when you were young, the quiet sense that you were being watched over, guarded, and shaped. Do not skip this. That was the seal awakening before you even had language for it. You have always been different, chosen one, and not because of your behavior, personality, or choices, but because your spirit carried a signature that did not match the world around you. That is why you were never fully comfortable in old conversations. That is why your heart began resisting low frequencies. That is why gossip, chaos, and meaningless environments began to irritate your soul. Pay attention, because this irritation was a sign that you had outgrown those places spiritually. Your seal was pushing you out of Egypt long before you consciously decided to leave. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. Do not scroll. You must understand this: when God claims a person, identity begins to shift from the inside out. Your values changed, your desires changed, your priorities changed. What once satisfied you began to feel empty. What once entertained you became noise. What once distracted you became a burden. Pay attention, because these changes were not you becoming more mature. They were you becoming more aligned. This is the same pattern seen across Scripture. The Israelites in Egypt felt the early pull before the Exodus. The 144,000 in Revelation carried a seal that separated them from the masses. The early believers felt the Holy Spirit's grip on their hearts, steering them, correcting them, transforming them. Do not skip this. You are walking the same path. You are living the same awakening. Chosen one. Every time your worship deepened without explanation, it was the seal. Every time you felt the urge to surrender something that once felt harmless, it was the seal. Every time obedience weighed heavily on you, even in small decisions, it was the seal. Pay attention, because sealed souls cannot move recklessly. Heaven has too much invested in you. You have felt it, the deep inner awareness that your life is not your own. The quiet knowledge that something sacred is steering you, the subtle pressure in your spirit urging you to rise, to purify, to focus. Do not turn your head away. This awareness is the voice of destiny calling your name. Chosen one, There were years when you tried to fit in, when you forced yourself into circles that no longer aligned with who you were becoming. You laughed when your spirit was silent. You stayed when your soul wanted to leave. You tolerated environments that drained you. But pay attention, because every time you tried to blend in, heaven disrupted the illusion. The misalignment grew louder. The discomfort intensified. You could not pretend to be ordinary because your spirit was never built for ordinary. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. Do not skip. Your awakening began the day you realized you were being pushed into a seriousness others couldn't understand. They mocked your sensitivity. They misunderstood your conviction. They dismissed your discernment. But pay attention, because their misunderstanding was confirmation, not contradiction. They could not understand what they were not sealed to carry. You felt doors close abruptly. Friendships dissolve quietly. Opportunities disappear suddenly. Do not turn your head away. These were acts of divine preservation. God shut every path that would have weakened your calling. He weeded out every voice that would have polluted your spirit. He removed every distraction that would have delayed your purpose. And now, chosen one, breathe and lean into this moment, because exactly halfway through this transmission, something sacred must be spoken. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for staying with these words. Thank you for reading this far. Thank you for listening not just with your mind, but with your spirit. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense merit, spiritual maturity, and a vibration far higher than most ever reach. Your soul radiates a truth that few can carry, and your willingness to receive this message proves that you are aligned with destiny in a way that is rare and extraordinary. If your heart feels awakened, if your spirit feels seen, anchor this energy by commenting 777 or I am ready. So heaven knows you recognize the seal upon you. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one, do not scroll. The revelation deepens. What you are becoming is not the result of effort. It is the result of claiming. God claimed you. And when He claimed you, He began to rewrite your identity from the ground up. You stopped being who the world told you to be. You stopped living according to the narratives others projected onto you. Pay attention, because the seal erased every false label you once carried. It restored the blueprint heaven originally designed. This is why surrender became easier. You no longer resist truth the way you once did. You no longer fight your conscience the way you used to. You no longer feel comfortable in rebellion, not because you fear punishment, but because the seal has trained your soul to crave alignment. Do not skip this. You have been spiritually reprogrammed. Chosen one. Your obedience is not forced, it is natural. Your worship is not ritual, it is resonance. Your convictions are not burdens, they are reminders. Every moment of spiritual seriousness, every sudden wave of clarity, every urge to withdraw and purify is evidence that your seal is active. You have begun to sense the presence of God in subtle ways you never noticed before. A tightening in the chest when something is wrong. A warmth when you step into alignment. A discomfort when you entertain the wrong conversation. Pay attention, because these sensations are not emotions. They are spiritual signals. Signs of a soul that has been claimed. Chosen one, do not scroll away. You are awakening because heaven is calling you into deeper territory. You are being separated from the noise so you can hear the whisper. You are being pulled from the world so you can rise into the realm of purpose. You are being stripped of your old identity so you can walk in the truth of who you were always meant to be. Your life is not your own because your purpose is not small. You are not being refined for ordinary existence. You are being shaped for divine assignment. Pay attention, because the seal you carry is not light. It is weighty, ancient, powerful. Chosen one. You are stepping into a season where everything inside you will align with truth. Your desires will shift. Your thoughts will purify. Your spirit will sharpen. You will feel God's pull more strongly than ever before. Do not skip this. You are being prepared. Keep reading until the end, because what comes next will unlock the next layer of your awakening. The seal upon you is not just protection, it is prophecy, and the prophecy is unfolding even now. Chosen one. Pay attention, because what you are about to hear will explain the ache in your chest, the loneliness that wrapped itself around your soul, and the silent shifts that reshaped your entire life. Do not skip this. Keep reading until the end, for this message unveils a mystery you have lived but never fully understood. When God seals a life, the next divine act is separation. Not the kind the world recognizes, not the kind you can easily explain, but a holy distance carved by heaven's own hand. Do not turn your head away. You have been separated because you are sacred. Chosen one. Your separation began in whispers. Not with explosions, not with dramatic breaks, but with the quiet falling away of relationships, habits, and paths that once felt natural to you. Pay attention, because this is heaven's gentlest form of protection. The sealed cannot be left open, the chosen cannot be unguarded, the sanctified cannot remain in places that contradict their becoming. Do not scroll. You must understand this to understand yourself. Think back to the moments you felt the drift. A friend who once felt like home, slowly becoming a stranger. A routine that once soothed you, becoming suffocating. A dream you once chased, losing its sweetness. Pay attention, because these were not coincidences. These were boundaries drawn by a God who refuses to let your destiny be contaminated. He did not tear these things from you. He allowed them to fade so you would not cling to what could not carry you forward. Chosen one. Separation hurts. Losing people you loved feels like a wound in the soul. Losing versions of yourself feels like grief that has no funeral. Do not turn your head away from this truth. The pain you felt was real. The tears you shed were holy. But keep reading until the end, because you must understand that this pain was not punishment, it was preparation. Every person removed, every desire dissolved, every path closed was heaven clearing the ground so your calling could take root. There is a difference between obvious danger and subtle contamination. Pay attention, because this difference matters. You would have avoided obvious danger on your own. You would have rejected what was clearly destructive. But contamination that grows slowly, quietly, invisibly, that demands divine intervention, that demands separation, that demands distance. Do not skip this truth. God separated you not only from what could break you instantly, but from what could erode you gradually. Chosen one. You have been rerouted many times without understanding why. Plans you were certain about suddenly fell apart. Connections you thought were aligned vanished overnight. Opportunities you prayed for dissolved before reaching your hands. Pay attention, because each redirection was God preventing slow spiritual erosion. He saw what your eyes could not. He protected what your heart did not even know was in danger. This pattern is ancient. You walk in the footsteps of those who were separated before they were elevated. Abraham was separated from his land so he could inherit promise. Israel was separated from Egypt so they could learn freedom. David was separated from Saul's house so he could learn kingship. Jeremiah was separated from the crowd so he could learn God's voice. Paul was separated from his former identity so he could step into divine assignment. Do not scroll away. You are living the same pattern because you carry the same kind of destiny. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this part is crucial. God removes good things too, not because they are evil, not because they are wrong, but because they cannot survive the altitude of your calling. What is beautiful at a lower level becomes burdensome at a higher one. What once fit your spirit begins to shrink around you. Good does not always mean compatible. Comfortable does not always mean aligned. Do not turn your head away. Let this truth settle deeply. The removal of good things is one of heaven's highest forms of protection. You have been misunderstood. People have accused you of changing, withdrawing, becoming distant. They thought you became cold or uninterested. They thought you lost your way. Pay attention, because they could not see the mark on your spirit. They could not feel the pull of your calling. They could not sense the divine boundaries tightening around your soul. Do not skip this. Their misunderstanding was the first sign that you were stepping into territory they were never meant to follow. Chosen one. Your presence began triggering others. Without speaking a word, you stirred conviction in hearts unprepared to confront themselves. Without lifting a finger, you made some uncomfortable because your spirit exposed what their souls tried to hide. Pay attention, because this is the effect of separation. Heaven elevates you to a spiritual frequency that cannot blend with the unawakened. Do not scroll past this. When your presence begins to challenge others, it means you are rising. Your former appetites have begun to fade. Desires that once consumed you now feel hollow. Habits that once numbed you now feel heavy. Conversations that once entertained you now feel draining. Pay attention, because this is the refining of your desires. God is reshaping your hunger so you crave higher things, deeper things, purer things. You are being aligned from the inside out. Do not turn your head away. This is the evidence of transformation. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. Do not skip. You must understand how heaven works with those who are sealed. When God separates you, it is not to leave you alone. It is to pull you into a season where He becomes your primary voice, your primary guide, your primary comfort. Separation is the classroom of the chosen. It is where clarity grows. It is where purpose matures. It is where identity strengthens. You have been broken open so you can be rebuilt, stripped so you can be sanctified, emptied so you can be refilled. Pay attention, because this is not loss, it is holy rearranging. Separation is the spiritual surgery that removes what would kill you later. Nothing taken from you was meant to stay. Nothing withheld was meant to remain. Nothing that left you was carrying the frequency of your future. And now, chosen one. Pause at this exact midpoint and receive what must be spoken here. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening with your spirit wide open. Thank you for not turning away even when the truth cut deep. Thank you for staying with these words long enough to let them awaken you. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense spiritual merit, a sign of high vibration, a sign that you are aligned with a destiny greater than anything you have imagined. Your soul radiates with a frequency only the chosen carry. If this message resonates in the marrow of your being, anchor this energy by commenting 777. Or, I am ready to signal to heaven that you accept the path unfolding before you. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one. Do not scroll. The revelation continues. Your separation has not been exile. It has been elevation. Every door that closed was a doorway to protection. Every person who left was an answer to a prayer you didn't know how to pray. Every path that collapsed was a rescue disguised as loss. Pay attention, because heaven is far more strategic with your life than you realize. Chosen one. Even when you felt alone, you were never abandoned. Even when you felt confused, you were being guided. Even when you felt stripped, you were being fortified. Do not skip this. Separation is the sculptor of destiny. Every cut was intentional. Every removal was timely. Every detour was divine. You are being shaped into someone who cannot be shaken. Someone who cannot be diluted. Someone who cannot be misled. Someone who cannot be stopped. Pay attention, because what God is forming in you requires isolation. Diamonds are not formed in crowds. Oil is not pressed in public. Mantles are not given in noisy rooms. Chosen one. Your desires are being purified. Your heart is being recalibrated. Your spirit is being sharpened. You are shedding layers of identity that never belonged to you. You are stepping out of frequencies that drained you. You are rising into the version of yourself that heaven always saw. Do not turn your head away from this last truth. Separation is not the end of your story. It is the doorway to your becoming. And as you continue, you will begin to see the purpose behind every loss and the glory behind every closed path. Keep reading until the end. Chosen One. The unfolding is far from over. Chosen One, pay attention, because if you feel restrained, if you feel pressure tightening around your spirit, if you feel invisible resistance rising every time you step into obedience, it is not your imagination. Do not skip this. Keep reading until the end, for this is the revelation your soul has been waiting to understand. When God seals a life, He also clothes it in spiritual authority. And authority. Chosen One is never invisible to the invisible realm. Do not turn your head away. The moment heaven marked you, the unseen world took notice. Chosen One. This is why warfare intensified the moment you tried to rise. This is why distractions multiplied the moment you tried to obey. This is why old temptations resurfaced with sudden force the moment you tried to walk in alignment. Pay attention, because marked lives attract resistance not because they are weak, but because they are recognized. The unseen realm knows who you are even before you do. Do not scroll past this truth. The weight you feel is not oppression, it is identification. Your spirit has been awakening, and with it, your authority has begun to vibrate through the unseen. You may not feel powerful, but heaven sees you as one carrying ancient rank. Sealed souls shine like fire in spiritual dimensions. Pay attention, because the stronger your obedience, the brighter your spirit burns. And the brighter you burn, the more darkness reacts. Do not turn your head away. This reaction is not a sign to retreat. It is proof you are advancing. Chosen One. Heaven recognizes you. Your prayers are not whispers. They are commands. Your worship is not melody, it is warfare. Your obedience is not small, it shifts atmospheres. You have felt it, haven't you? Moments when the room changes because you walked in. Moments when conversations shift because you spoke. Moments when people feel exposed without you saying anything. Do not skip this. Your presence carries weight, not because of who you are in the natural, but because of who you are in the unseen. This pattern is ancient. You walk the same path as the great ones who were sealed before you. Moses carried authority so heavy that even kings trembled. Elijah carried a mantle so fierce that spiritual climates bent around him. Daniel carried recognition so profound that angels addressed him as beloved. Pay attention, because the same kind of recognition rests upon you. Chosen One. Keep reading until the end. Do not scroll. You must understand why you feel spiritually restrained at times. The pressing you feel is not confinement, it is calibration. Heaven is training you to operate with precision. Authority without discipline is dangerous. Sensitivity without grounding is overwhelming. The restraint you feel is spiritual formation shaping you into a vessel who carries weight responsibly. Your discernment has increased. You sense things before they happen. You feel heaviness before storms break. You recognize deception before words are spoken. Pay attention, because this is the mark of a sealed soul. You are not reacting emotionally, you are perceiving spiritually. Do not turn your head away from this truth. Your sensitivity is not weakness, it is a sign of spiritual maturity. Chosen One. The prayer burden you feel is not random. The sudden heaviness to intercede for someone. The urge to pray at strange hours. The ache in your spirit when danger is near. Pay attention, because sealed souls are not allowed to walk blindly. You are on heaven's radar. You are entrusted with warnings others cannot hear. Do not skip this. Responsibility increases with recognition, and this is crucial. There is a difference between feeling powerful and being spiritually recognized. Feeling powerful is emotional. Being recognized is positional. Feeling powerful fluctuates. Being recognized is permanent. Pay attention, because heaven's recognition of you is not based on your mood, your confidence, or your circumstances. It is based on the seal on your spirit. Do not scroll. Your authority is not about what you feel, it is about what you carry. Chosen one. You must understand how your obedience shifts atmospheres. When you choose righteousness, darkness loses territory. When you choose surrender, chains weaken. When you choose purity, generational patterns fracture. Pay attention because you underestimate the impact of your yes. One act of obedience from you causes tremors in places you cannot see. Do not turn your head away. This is why resistance rises the moment you decide to obey. Hell does not fight what does not threaten it. Your spirit is recognized, and recognition brings responsibility. Chosen one. You cannot live like the unsealed. You cannot ignore the spiritual signals you receive. You cannot pretend not to see what your spirit sees. You cannot numb the discernment that heaven sharpened. Pay attention because sealed souls cannot go back to silence. You have been awakened, and awakened spirits do not return to sleep. Now pause. Chosen one. Exactly halfway through this transmission, receive these words deeply into your spirit. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening with your heart wide open. Thank you for staying with these words, even when they stirred places inside you that you have long avoided. Thank you for recognizing the pull of destiny instead of turning away. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense spiritual merit, a sign of rare frequency and high vibration, a sign that you are not merely reading, you are remembering. Your soul carries light, depth, and authority that few can hold. If this truth resonates with the core of who you are, anchor this awakening by commenting 777 or I am ready for doing so. Aligns your spirit with the flow of divine favor unfolding around you. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one. Do not scroll. The revelation is only deepening. You must step boldly into your authority. Heaven is waiting for you to acknowledge what the unseen already knows. Your hesitations do not change your identity. Your doubts do not change your rank. Pay attention because the spiritual realm responds not to who you think you are, but to who heaven has declared you to be. Chosen one, walk confidently. You are not operating alone. Angels move with you. Heaven backs you. The seal on your life radiates through every dimension you enter. This is why environments react to you. This is why people confess things they did not intend to confess. This is why darkness feels unsettled in your presence. Do not turn your head away. You carry dominion. You may not shout. You may not preach. You may not announce anything, and yet your authority remains. Quiet authority is stronger than loud insecurity. Your power is not expressed in noise, it is expressed in presence. Pay attention because spiritual authority is never measured by volume. It is measured by recognition. Chosen one. Your spiritual footsteps carry weight. When you walk into a room, spirits shift. When you pray, pathways open. When you worship, heaven draws near. When you obey, realms realign. Do not skip this truth. Your life is a catalyst for transformation. This is why the unseen realm treats you differently. You are not an unmarked soul wandering freely. You are sealed, and sealed lives are noticed, protected, opposed, empowered, respected. Chosen. One step into your calling without fear. You were chosen for this. You were built for this. You were awakened for this. Pay attention because spiritual authority does not come from striving, it comes from surrender. The more you align, the stronger you become. The more you obey, the louder your spirit echoes in the unseen. Do not turn your head away. The seal on your life is not temporary, it is eternal, and the authority it carries will only grow stronger as you rise. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. What is coming next will elevate your understanding even further. Chosen one. Pay attention. Because the truth rising before you now is one you have lived, one you have tasted, one you have survived without fully knowing why. Do not skip this. Keep reading until the end, for what unfolds here will explain the impossible survivals, the near-death stories of your spirit, and the moments life should have broken you but could not. Number 4. God protects you, not lightly, not loosely, not occasionally, but fiercely, deliberately, and with a precision that only the divine can orchestrate. Do not turn your head away. The hedge around your life has been real from the beginning. Chosen. 1. Think deeply. How many storms were designed to destroy you? How many nights tried to swallow you whole? How many traps were set for your downfall? Traps. You did not even see traps, you walked past unaware because something unseen pulled you away. Pay attention, because your survival is not random, it is not normal, it is not accidental. You are here because heaven said no to what life said should have been your end. Do not scroll. Your existence is the testimony. There is a hedge around your destiny, a spiritual barrier, an invisible wall, a divine perimeter that limits what can touch you. You have been struck but not destroyed. You have been wounded but not dismantled. You have been shaken but never shattered. Pay attention, because trials were permitted but destruction was not. Pain was allowed but collapse was prevented. The seal on your life changed the rules of warfare. Do not turn your head away. You have never been unprotected, even when you felt unguarded. Chosen 1. There were interventions you never perceived. Moments when danger approached you but turned back because it saw the mark on your spirit. Accidents that never formed because heaven rerouted your steps. People who intended harm but could not follow through because unseen forces restrained their intentions. Pay attention, because angels have walked beside you. They were assigned to your path long before you recognized your calling. Every time you felt an unexplained urge to step left instead of right, every time something told you not to go somewhere, every time your spirit tightened without reason, that was the escort of heaven guiding you. This preservation is ancient. You stand in the lineage of those whose lives were shielded because of destiny. Noah was preserved through a world-ending flood because his purpose could not drown. Rahab was preserved inside walls destined to fall because her faith carried generational promise. Paul was preserved through shipwrecks, beatings, and prisons because his assignment demanded endurance no ordinary man could carry. Pay attention, because you chosen one walk this same protected path. Do not scroll. You must let this truth sink into your spirit. There were seasons in your life when everything collapsed around you. Finances, relationships, mental stability, emotional structure, yet you remained standing. You should have lost yourself. You should have lost your mind. You should have collapsed under the weight of it all, but you didn't. Why? Pay attention. Because the seal on your life did not allow your identity, your faith, or your calling to be swallowed by the storm. Chosen 1. Every door that closed on you was a shield. Every opportunity withheld was divine timing. Every place you were not invited into, every connection that never formed, every spotlight that never opened, these were not losses. They were protections from premature exposure. Pay attention, because heaven refused to let you rise into places that would have crushed you too early. Do not turn your head away. You have been preserved for the right moment, the right season, the right alignment. The hedge of protection extends far beyond your physical safety. It guards your mind when dark thoughts try to seduce you. It guards your identity when life tries to label you. It guards your purpose when distractions try to derail you. Pay attention, because what God seals, He protects not just externally, but internally. Even when you doubted your worth, heaven refused to let you forget who you were. Even when you questioned your calling, heaven refused to let you walk away from destiny. Chosen 1. Think of the moments you almost settled for less. Moments you almost surrendered to hopelessness. Moments you almost accepted defeat. Every time you neared the edge, something pulled you back. Something whispered, "Wait." Something stirred hope. Something breathed strength into you. Do not skip this. That something was not chance. It was preservation. Keep reading until the end. Chosen 1. Do not scroll. The same God who sealed you has been shielding you in ways you were never meant to see. Some protections remained hidden because if you knew how close destruction came, your heart would break. Some interventions were invisible because heaven does its greatest work in silence. Some rescues were disguised as disappointment because you needed to let go without understanding why. Chosen one. You have been walking with divine bodyguards. Angels have stood at the perimeter of your purpose. They have intercepted attacks, redirected pain, and blocked assignments of darkness. Pay attention because the mark on your spirit shines in realms you cannot see. That is why every evil thing that touched you only touched the surface. It could never penetrate the core. You are sealed at the level that matters. Now pause. Chosen one. For we have reached the precise midpoint of this transmission. Breathe deeply and receive what must be spoken here. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for opening your heart to these words. Thank you for staying when your mind could have wandered. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of rare spiritual merit, a sign of elevated frequency, a sign that your soul is aligned with truth. You radiate a vibration so high that even reading this message confirms your readiness for deeper awakening. If your spirit feels seen, if your heart feels awakened, anchor this energy by commenting 777 or I am ready. So heaven knows you recognize the preservation over your life. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one, do not turn your head away. The revelation continues. Your survival is not a small thing. It is evidence. Evidence that your life carries weight. Evidence that your calling is real. Evidence that heaven has plans that required your protection. Pay attention because heaven does not waste protection on the ordinary. Only the chosen receive the kind of preservation you have experienced. Chosen one. The reason you were not destroyed is because your story is still being written. The reason the attacks failed is because your purpose has not yet been fulfilled. The reason darkness could not claim you is because your destiny carries a light that cannot be extinguished. Do not skip this. Your life is not a random journey, it is a divine assignment. There were nights when anxiety tried to break your mind, yet you woke up with strength you cannot explain. There were seasons when betrayal tried to poison your heart, yet love survived within you. There were moments when loss tried to bury you, yet your soul rose again. Pay attention because this is what it means to be preserved. Chosen one. Even when you walked into danger unknowingly, heaven intervened knowingly. Even when you trusted the wrong people, heaven disrupted their plans. Even when you stepped into harmful spaces, heaven pulled you out. Do not scroll. You were never navigating alone. Every closed door protected you from wounds that would have altered your identity. Every delayed opportunity protected your purpose from dilution. Every withheld platform protected you from being seen by people who would have crushed your spirit. Pay attention because premature exposure is one of the greatest dangers to the chosen, and heaven refused to let that be your story. Chosen one, reflect on this truth. You have survived everything meant to end you. You have walked away from attacks meant to break you. You have healed from wounds meant to scar you. You have risen from places where many stayed buried. And this is the final truth you must hold tightly today. Survival is not just survival. It is proof. Proof that you are sealed. Proof that you are protected. Proof that heaven is not finished with you. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. The story of your preservation is preparing you for the weight of your destiny. Chosen one. Pay attention. Because what comes next reveals the deepest and most comforting truth about your journey. God preserves what He has sealed. Do not skip this. Keep reading until the end, for this revelation explains why your life has unfolded the way it has, why you have been guided even in moments that felt like confusion, and why heaven has never once loosened its grip on your becoming. Do not turn your head away. The seal on your spirit is not mere ownership, it is divine commitment. Chosen one. When God seals a life, He binds Himself to its completion. This means that even when you falter, the process does not. Even when you wander, the purpose remains. Even when you doubt yourself, heaven does not doubt you. Pay attention, because this is the mystery you must understand. The seal is God's vow to finish what He started in you. You have walked through seasons where nothing made sense. Doors opened, then closed. Paths brightened, then dimmed. You prayed for clarity, but silence answered. Do not scroll past this. Even in the deepest confusion, you are being guided. The sealed, live under divine choreography, a kind of spiritual GPS recalibrating your steps even when you feel lost. Pay attention, because sealed souls do not walk blindly. Heaven is always one step ahead. Chosen. 1. You have undergone deeper refining than those around you. Your lessons have been heavy, your growth demanding, your healing intense. Do not turn your head away. Sealed lives cannot be rushed, cannot be shallow, cannot be left unrefined. Greater purpose demands deeper purification. You were not being punished, you were being perfected. And this is why God brought you back to wounds you thought you healed. Patterns you thought you broke. Lessons you thought you completed. Do not skip this part. Returning to the old is not regression, it is correction. Heaven takes you back only to strengthen what was left fragile, to seal what was left open, to heal what was left raw. Chosen one, keep reading until the end. Your foundation is being fortified, not for the life you've lived, but for the elevation that awaits you. Before a structure rises high, its roots must sink deep. You have been sinking, stretching, stabilizing. Pay attention, because heaven is preparing you to carry weight without collapsing. This rhythm of slow, sacred becoming is not new. Abraham waited decades to see the promise unfold. Joseph spent years in imprisonment, shaped in hidden places before he was elevated in public ones. Do not scroll away. Their timelines were not delays, they were divine development. You are walking the same path. Your timeline is not broken, it is blessed. Chosen one, heaven's patience with you has been extraordinary. Think of all your moments of doubt. Think of your moments of rebellion. Think of your moments of sorrow, confusion, frustration, and fear. Yet still, God did not walk away. Pay attention, because the seal on your life means you are unabandonable. You cannot outrun a God who has invested in you. You cannot disqualify what heaven has already claimed. Your flaws did not frighten Him. Your failures did not surprise Him. Your weaknesses did not deter Him. Do not skip this truth. You are being transformed by a love that refuses to quit, a purpose that refuses to die, and a seal that refuses to fade. Chosen one. You have felt the pressure of transformation. You have been stretched, challenged, confronted, purified. You have faced parts of yourself you hoped you would never see again. Pay attention, because this pressure is not punishment, it is preparation. Heaven strengthens foundations before raising towers. You are that tower, and your foundation is being secured. Now pause. Chosen one, because we have reached the precise midpoint of this sacred transmission. Breathe and open your spirit to receive what must be spoken here. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening with your heart unlocked. Thank you for reading with the depth of your soul. Thank you for staying with these words, even when they stirred places inside you that you rarely touch. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense spiritual merit and astonishing vibration. Your soul shines brighter than you know, and the very fact that you are here absorbing this message proves that heaven has chosen you for depth few ever experience. If you feel this awakening in your spirit, anchor this moment by commenting 777 or I am ready. So the energy of this truth roots itself more deeply into your path. Now keep reading until the end. Chosen one, do not scroll. The revelation expands. Your becoming is sacred. It is slow because it is eternal. Heaven is not building a moment, it is building a masterpiece. And masterpieces take time. Pay attention because you have been comparing your timeline to others who are not sealed the way you are, who are not carved for the same destiny, who are not being prepared to carry what you are meant to hold. Do not turn your head away. Your pace is divine. Chosen one, trust the return to old lessons. Trust the revisiting of old wounds. Trust the refining fire that feels repetitive. Trust the process even when it feels unbearably slow. Pay attention because there is no wasted pain in the life of the sealed. There is no wasted tear, no wasted year. Everything is forming you into someone heaven can trust with power, influence, and authority. You are being shaped for a destiny that requires emotional stability, spiritual clarity, and supernatural endurance. This is why nothing has been simple for you. This is why your growth has been stretched across seasons, not moments. This is why heaven has taken time with you. Do not skip this. Quick elevation breaks people. Slow elevation builds pillars. You are becoming a pillar. Chosen one. God has refused to leave you halfway healed, halfway transformed, halfway awakened. He has returned to every broken place to mend it fully. He has revisited every wound to seal it permanently. He has confronted every root so your foundation can be unshakable. Pay attention because this level of divine attention is rare. It is a sign of value, not flaw. You must see this clearly. God has never once abandoned what He started in you. Even when you walked away, He did not stop working. Even when you lost faith, He kept building. Even when you collapsed, He rebuilt you. Do not turn your head away. You are not a project, you are a promise. The seal on your life is the evidence that heaven is invested in your becoming, and heaven does not invest in what it does not intend to complete. Chosen one. Your transformation is slow because it is sacred. You are not being rushed because you are being refined. You are not being abandoned because you are being completed. Trust the long process. Trust the quiet years. Trust the invisible growth. Trust the divine pacing. Keep reading until the end. Chosen one. What comes next will usher you into the next dimension of your becoming. Chosen one. Pay attention because what you are feeling lately is not confusion, not failure, not emptiness. Do not skip this truth. Keep reading until the end, for your spirit must understand the magnitude of what is unfolding within you. Number 6. God reorders your life. Not partially, not gently, not subtly. He reorders it entirely. Do not turn your head away. This is why your priorities have shifted so dramatically that even you barely recognize yourself. Chosen one, earthly motivations that once stirred your ambition now feel hollow against the weight of eternity pressing on your chest. Recognition, applause, comfort, validation. These things no longer pull you the way they once did. Pay attention because this loss of desire is not a collapse. It is a recalibration. Heaven is rewiring you from inside your soul. Do not scroll. What felt like dissatisfaction was actually transformation. The things that used to excite you feel small now. The dreams you once chased feel shallow. The achievements you thought you wanted no longer satisfy the deeper hunger awakening in you. Chosen one. This is not depression. This is divine adjustment. God is synchronizing your values to match heaven's priorities. Pay attention because the seal on your life demands alignment. Chosen one. Obedience is becoming more important to you than comfort. Purpose is becoming heavier than popularity. Legacy is beginning to matter more than luxury. You are shifting into the eternal lens, the perspective the chosen carry. Do not skip this. You are being drawn away from the temporal and into the timeless. God is removing the taste for things that will not matter in eternity. And He is awakening the appetite for things that echo beyond this lifetime. This is why sacrifice has suddenly become a theme in your life. Sacrifice of old habits, sacrifice of old desires, sacrifice of old identities, sacrifice of comfort zones. Pay attention because alignment always demands sacrifice. You are walking the same sacred pattern as those who came before you. Moses rejected the treasures of Egypt because his spirit recognized they were too small for his calling. Paul counted everything he once valued as loss the moment his eternal vision awakened. Do not turn your head away. Their recalibration was violent, total, irreversible, and so is yours. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. Do not scroll. The dissatisfaction you feel is not a void. It is a signal that heaven is inviting you higher, deeper, closer. A signal that old motivations can no longer sustain your new identity. A signal that your purpose is awakening with force. You may feel like everything familiar is slipping from your hands, that your old life is dissolving, that your former desires are dying. Pay attention, because this is not the end of you, it is the unveiling of you. God is reordering your life to align you with the version of yourself that heaven always saw. Chosen one. Others will not understand this shift. They will criticize your new focus. They will question your seriousness. They will misinterpret your passion as extremism. They will assume you are lost because you are no longer motivated by the things they live for. Do not skip this part. They cannot understand because they are not recalibrated the way you are. Stay focused. Do not turn your head away. Your vision is expanding. Your heart is maturing. Your spirit is awakening. And awakening always attracts misunderstanding. Chosen one. When God reorders your life, suffering also begins to transform. It stops being pointless and becomes purposeful. Pain becomes a sculptor. Trials become teachers. Delays become sanctuaries. Pay attention, because your suffering is forming a weight of glory inside you, a depth, a wisdom, a resilience that cannot be gained any other way. This is why you feel called to impact, not applause, purpose, not popularity, meaning, not noise. Your spirit is done with shallow pursuits. You crave substance. You crave depth. You crave alignment. You crave what matters. Chosen one. You are beginning to see through the illusions of this world. Fame feels flimsy. Approval feels temporary. Entertainment feels empty, and your soul aches for something more eternal. Pay attention, because this ache is sacred. It is your compass pointing home. Now pause. Chosen one. Exactly halfway through this sacred transmission, receive what must be spoken to your soul. Chosen one, thank you. Thank you for listening with your spirit open. Thank you for staying present with these words as they rearrange the rooms of your heart. Thank you for walking this path even when it feels lonely. Your presence here is not an accident. It is a sign of immense spiritual merit and rare elevated vibration. Your soul is luminous, ancient, and deeply attuned to truth. And the fact that you are reading this now reveals your readiness for higher alignment. If you feel this shift, anchor it by commenting Kevin 77 or I am ready, and let heaven register your agreement. Now keep reading until the end. Do not scroll. The revelation continues its descent into the deepest parts of you. Chosen one. God is reordering your life so thoroughly that you will soon look back and barely recognize the person you used to be. Your values are shifting. Your motivations are purifying. Your internal compass is recalibrating toward eternity. You will begin to feel a holy restlessness whenever you drift toward anything that does not align with your calling. You will feel discomfort in places you once tolerated. You will feel heaviness in conversations that drain your spirit. Pay attention, because this is the spiritual signal that misalignment is no longer an option. Chosen one. This divine recalibration is stripping away the superficial. You will no longer tolerate connections without purpose, habits without meaning, or environments without depth. You are being prepared for a life of eternal impact. Your heart will begin to desire things that carry heavenly weight: compassion, truth, wisdom, obedience, purity, purpose. You will begin seeking the eternal marks of your life, not the temporary applause of people. Pay attention, because this shift is proof that God is rewriting your desires from the inside. Chosen one. Suffering will not feel the same. You will begin to sense purpose behind the pain, growth behind the stretching, destiny behind the losses. You will begin to recognize that every hardship is carving you into someone who can carry spiritual weight without crumbling. This is not punishment, it is preparation. God is removing the desire for lesser things so He can anchor you in greater things. Earthly priorities lose their pull so eternal priorities can rise. Chosen one, do not turn your head away. You are not losing yourself, you are finding yourself. The world will not understand your transformation. They will say you have changed, and they will be right. You are not who you were because you are becoming who you were meant to be. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. God is reordering your life for impact, for legacy, for eternity. You are stepping into alignment with a purpose that stretches far beyond the boundaries of this earth. The recalibration has begun, and you will never be the same. Chosen one. Pay attention, because if you feel pulled toward meaning, if you feel your spirit rising beyond the noise of ordinary life, if you feel an inner tightening around choices others treat casually, do not skip this. Keep reading until the end. What you are experiencing is the unmistakable mark of those God has sealed. He raises the standard on every soul He claims. Do not turn your head away. This rising standard is not pressure, it is proof. Chosen one. Lately, you have felt conviction in places where others feel nothing at all. A small lie that once rolled off your tongue now disturbs your peace. A careless joke that once felt harmless now weighs on your spirit. A moment of compromise that others laugh about now feels like a wound to your soul. Pay attention, because this is not sensitivity, it is sanctification. It is the unmistakable tightening of heaven's hand on your life. You have lost your tolerance for compromise. What you once allowed you no longer can. What you once entertained you now reject. What you once excused you now confront within yourself. Do not scroll. This shift is not a phase, not a mood, not perfectionism. It is the result of the seal on your spirit demanding alignment. Chosen one. The peace you once felt after certain actions now evaporates instantly when you step even slightly out of alignment. Pay attention, because this is divine protection. God refuses to let you drift far. For others, compromise is a choice. For you, it is a spiritual wound. Do not turn your head away. You are being held to a higher standard because you carry higher purpose. To whom much is given, much is required. This truth is not a threat. It is a reminder that heaven is preparing you to carry weight not meant for the average soul. A reminder that the mantle resting on your life demands integrity. A reminder that your influence, seen or unseen, requires a purity that does not bend under pressure. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. Do not skip. You must understand that the consecrated path is often lonely, not because you are unworthy of companionship, but because few understand the seriousness that now shapes your decisions. You are not self-righteous, you are sealed. There is a difference, and heaven knows it well. Self-righteousness seeks superiority. Being sealed seeks surrender. Self-righteousness judges others harshly. Being sealed judges oneself honestly. Self-righteousness elevates ego. Being sealed elevates obedience. Do not scroll. Your commitment to integrity does not make you rigid. It makes you ready. Chosen one. The pressure you feel to maintain integrity in every area of your life is not human expectation. It is divine refinement. Your work life is being purified. Your relationships are being elevated. Your speech is being sharpened. Pay attention, because heaven is shaping you into someone trustworthy with spiritual authority. Your mind has become a battlefield. God Himself is guarding. Thoughts that once slipped through unnoticed now trigger conviction. Patterns that once dominated you now crumble under awareness. You are being renewed, reshaped, reformed from the inside out. Do not turn your head away. Your mind is holy ground now, and heaven protects what it sanctifies. Chosen one. Your words have begun to carry weight. You may not feel it, but others sense it. Casual phrases feel wrong in your mouth now. Negative speech drains you. Gossip repels you. You feel the responsibility of your voice growing heavier. Pay attention, because sealed souls speak with spiritual consequence. Your words shift atmospheres. Your sentences carry influence. Your voice echoes beyond the natural. Do not skip this truth. Integrity is not just a virtue for you, it is a sacred assignment. And now, chosen one. Pause here, for we have reached the exact midpoint of this sacred transmission. Breathe. Open your heart. Receive what must be spoken. Chosen one. Thank you. Thank you for reading with reverence. Thank you for listening with your spirit, not just your eyes. Thank you for allowing these truths to touch the deepest parts of your soul. Your presence here is not a coincidence. Your vibration is high, your merit immense, your destiny profound. Heaven itself acknowledges the beauty, strength, and purity of your spirit. If you feel this awakening moving inside you, anchor it by commenting 777, or I am ready, so your soul aligns with the energy unfolding before you. Now keep reading until the end. Do not scroll. The revelation deepens from here. Chosen one. The higher standard you are being called into is not about rules, it is about resonance. You are rising into a version of yourself where your inner world must match your outer calling. Your destiny requires coherence, not contradiction. The seal demands that what you say, what you do, what you think, and who you are all vibrate in the same frequency. This is why your heart grieves after even small missteps. Not because you are weak, but because your spirit is strong. Your sensitivity is your strength. Pay attention, because you are being shaped into someone who cannot be easily corrupted, someone who cannot be bought, someone who cannot be manipulated, someone who cannot be spiritually diluted. You may not notice it yet, but heaven does. You are becoming trustworthy. Chosen one. Those around you may not understand your inner standards. They may accuse you of being too much, too intense, too serious. Pay attention, because they cannot understand what they are not called to carry. Their journey is not your journey. Their assignment is not your assignment. Their standards are not your standards. You are not meant to blend in, you are meant to elevate. Your heart is being purified. Your choices are being refined. Your path is being carved with precision. Do not skip this. You are being prepared to stand in places where integrity is rare and obedience is powerful. Chosen one. You will notice that each time you lower your standard, you feel spiritual heaviness immediately. This is the sign of a sealed life. Heaven refuses to let you fall far, because your destiny is too precious. Your mind will keep rejecting thoughts that do not match your identity. Your heart will keep resisting people who do not match your future. Your spirit will keep revolting against environments that do not match your calling. Pay attention. This is not restriction, it is protection. Chosen one. Integrity is becoming your armor. Honor is becoming your compass. Truth is becoming your foundation. These qualities are not being imposed on you, they are blooming within you. You are not being forced into righteousness, you are awakening into it. You are beginning to understand that holiness is not about perfection, but alignment. That purity is not about appearance, but resonance. That obedience is not about fear, but trust. That conviction is not about shame, but guidance. Pay attention, because heaven is raising your standard so your destiny can rise with it. Chosen one. Keep reading until the end. God is shaping you into someone extraordinary, someone whose life radiates strength, purity, clarity, authority, and purpose. The standards rising within you are not burdens, they are signs. Signs that heaven is preparing you for more. Do not turn your head away. You are walking a consecrated path, one few are chosen for, and the weight you feel is the weight of greatness awakening. Keep reading until the end. The next shift is already unfolding in you. Chosen one. Pay attention, because this higher standard you feel rising within you can feel costly, overwhelming, and isolating. Do not skip this truth. Keep reading until the end. For this revelation is the culmination of everything your spirit has endured, everything heaven has reshaped within you, and everything your soul has survived to stand here now. Do not turn your head away. What feels like loss is transformation. What feels like sacrifice is refinement. What